I felt that, when you guys first started coming out and the whole boot camp clique and, all the different members and so forth, Sean Price was not the standout of the group yet.
Right.
I felt like he didn't really kind of develop his voice back then. You know, I felt you were one of the standouts. Smith and Wesson were standouts and so forth. But after you guys split up and Sean Price went on his own, you saw a phenomenon that you rarely see in hip hop so late in the game.
Yeah.
And I remember Buckshot even told me, I just find it so amazing that as time went on, he actually became, one of the most prominent people of Duck Down. Like he was like the poster boy for Duck Down for a long
Ruck
time.
saved us. I'm gonna just give it to you real simple and plain. Ruck saved us. Ruck, we was near done. Financially, we was close to like the red button, like the artist wise, the records, this, that, audience. You maxed out the whole, real hip hop, man. And then Ruck just came and flipped style and lyrics. I became a fan of Ruck. Always was a fan of his, but I became a fan of that.
Yeah, he did. He had to. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's a song on my album called Rockin' This AP. It's the title track, and it kind of tells you a lot about this whole process of that. It explains all of this shit. But like, my leaving separate. I feel like, look, me leaving Duck Down, right, doing my own shit. Like I said, I felt like Priority didn't know really how to handle this weed they had, right? I feel like we could have went to Loud or Def Jam or something. You understand what I'm saying? But how was that gonna look without Rock? I understood how big I was to the movement at the time. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that'd be like showing the world Wu-Tang, right? And then trying to sign them without Method Man back then. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, it was a little bit, I feel like that could have hurt us. I don't know that it did, but I feel like it could have hurt them and me, you know what I'm saying, indirectly. So, that was that, but I don't know.
Yeah, and he just started dropping heat and started building a crazy
that was
following.
I almost forgot where I was going. Yeah, that was what he had to. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, first of all, Ruck was always better than he was on Nocturnal. He was always better. When we stumbled across each other rapping, he was the illest shit I ever seen. You understand what I'm saying? It's just that he wasn't taking it seriously enough so that when we started doing, when the boot camp officially formed and we was working on Nocturnal was Ruck's first rhyme book. He never had a book of rhyme. We used to call him the bits and pieces man. He had little pieces of paper, mad pieces of paper, and he would mix and match them all the time. He'd start a verse, he starts spitting, you think you know this verse, he get to 8 bars, you don't know this verse no more. Or it's another verse that you know that part too, but you never know how the verse is going to start and end. You know what I'm saying? Because he would just always mixing and matching bits and pieces, but he was so dope. On Nocturnal, I feel he was real reserved because he was scared. He was scared he was going, like, he said it, he was like, yo, I'm gonna fuck Rock shit up. I was already polished. I was born to be a rapper, and my spot was solidified. And he's like, he felt like he might have been, can't fuck this up for Rock. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so he wasn't as boisterous. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't being himself all the way. He was playing his position. You know what I'm saying? He was playing it safe. But I remember a night specifically where we was in Jersey and Ruck and them niggas brung me home messy drunk, right? It was the showcase Ruck used to host out in some place in Jersey, right? And he told them he was bringing me back next week. And none of them believed him. They like, you ain't bringing no fucking Rock back. Fuck out here. He's like, yo, Rock, you gotta come with me. Niggas think I'm, you know what I'm saying? And he brung me, and you know, this spot was so happy to see me, happy to see Heltah Skeltah together. They gave me way too many drinks, and I drank way too many of them, right? I had to go home like a mess. Like, my ex, 2 exes ago, we're gonna call her double X, right? The worst, I feel sorry for her till this day. Like, I went home, I'm throwing up in my sleep, spit, wiping spit on my, I was a fucking mess this night. This was the worst I ever been, right? But that night, before I got that toe up, I told Ruck, when you learn how to be the same nigga in your raps that you are in real life, nobody's gonna be able to fuck with you, son. Not even me, because you are a ill nigga. I mean, without rap. You understand what I'm saying? Without rap, you take music away, you the most entertaining nigga in the room. You understand what I'm saying? When you learn how to be that stupid in your, trust me, son, nobody's gonna be able to fuck with you, not even me. Bet that. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know if he remember that, but I do. You understand what I'm saying? And that night, he gave me his shirt to throw up in the car. You understand what I'm saying? It's a good fucking dude right there. You understand what I'm saying? But because I had already threw up in the gas station. Now we in the Lincoln Tunnel. I looked at my man. I said, yo. He said, what up? I said, I gotta throw up again, son. He looks at me, he's like, it's a classic Ruck face. I don't know if you ever saw it. He had the fat face. He's like, we can't stop. I said, I know. That nigga said, fuck.
Yeah, I remember he had that line.
And he took his shirt
Sean
off.
Carter's nice.
He took his shirt off and gave it to me. He's like, here, throw up in this. I looked at him, I said, what a pal. Blah, it was crazy. Like, the night was monumental, right? But anyway, but that night I said that to Ruck. And I don't know whether he subconsciously or he consciously took that information, that advice, and ran with it, but that is what happened. The Ruck that you got when he was on his, the Sean Price you heard that was blowing up, that was really, really, really him. Like, on Nocturnal, we would try to get him to do ad-libs. He was all low with the ad-libs and shit. It's like he wasn't sure. But by Magnum Force, he started feeling himself a little more. By the time I went out and do it, and he had, like, I set the stage for him. He got so tired of niggas talking that where's Rock shit. He like, fuck out of here. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't gonna keep asking me where my man at, and I'm right here like I'm fucking chopped liver, nigga. I got bars too. Started going harder and harder and harder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, he had that line, Sean Carter is nice, but Sean Price is the best.
Absolutely.